sunshine. It's a beautiful day and we're ready to kick off your mornings with some laughs and maybe more than just a little bit of chaos. Hello, I'm Paolo del Rosario.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Anne Asis-Carilo and we are here to bring you good vibes and good memories.
And last but not least, I'm Monique Tuzon. Welcome to our morning show, where the coffee is always brewing and the fun never stops.
Now we're here to keep you entertained and informed, so buckle up. Let's get the show on the road. You know, I love how they ask you, Monique, to say that the coffee's always brewing, but we don't have the mugs with the coffee in front of us yet.
We need
Maybe
that.
by next week, hopefully we'll have cups of coffee
Maybe
here
tomorrow.
with us.
I can provide.
To wake us up, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like we all need that little hint of caffeine. But
Yes,
at the
please.
moment,
Yes, please.
we got a lot to talk about. Of course, the news cycle was all over this one in particular. Let's now move on to our top stories. The Indonesian government has requested a prisoner exchange involving former Bamban Mayor Alice Guo and Australian drug kingpin Gregor Haas, the Justice Department said on Wednesday. This comes after government officials headed to Jakarta, Indonesia to process the deportation of Guo after her arrest early Wednesday morning. The Australian fugitive Haas was captured in Cebu last year after an Interpol read a notice. Indonesia had previously charged him with smuggling 5 kilograms of illegal drugs. Haas, father of Brisbane Broncos forward Payne Haas, is currently detained in the Philippines and has a pending deportation order to Indonesia. Meanwhile, Guo faces human trafficking, tax evasion, and money laundering complaints for her alleged ties to an illegal POGO hub. Now that the hunt for Alice Guo has officially concluded, she will likely be subjected to a barrage of questions when she is brought before Senate and House investigators. As Eugene Adalia reports, there are many questions that need to be answered.
Dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, also known as Guo Waping, was unknown to most in the country until months ago, when a raid on a POGO hub in her municipality in March exposed what is now one of the biggest controversies in the country. As the POGO mess unfolded, Guo found herself in the middle of congressional investigations on criminal activities linked to the POGO industry. In May, she told senators she was born in a house, not in a hospital, her birth certificate registered only when she was 17, and was homeschooled. But one senator says there were damning pieces of evidence Guo could only be involved in the POGO operation in Bamban. Guo would later skip several hearings, so an arrest order was issued against her. On May 24, the DILG filed graft charges against Guo over her alleged POGO ties. She was suspended in June by the Office of the Ombudsman because of the DILG case. Guo faces a slew of legal problems, from election offenses to a human trafficking complaint. Guo ran for mayor in 2022 as an independent, winning in her first foray into politics. From a girl who grew up on a farm, to a small-town mayor, to a fugitive. Guo supposedly left the country for Malaysia in July using her Philippine passport. Hounded by the POGO issue, she was dismissed by the Ombudsman in August. Later that month, her associate Cassandra Ong and Sheila Guo, then reported as Alice's sister, were arrested in Indonesia and flown back home. Sheila Guo, also known as Chinese national Zhang Mir, confirmed in a Senate inquiry that she, Alice Guo, and Wesley Guo fled the country by boat. From Sabah, Malaysia, they traveled to Singapore and Indonesia. Sheila also admitted she is not actually related to the former mayor. A POGO mastermind? A Chinese spy? Who is Alice Guo? And is she just the tip of the iceberg in this POGO fiasco? Eugene Adalia, BNC.
Justice Secretary Boying Remulla reprimanded Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Norman Tansinco for keeping information on dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo's escape in July. Tansinco had known about Guo's escape before Remulla learned about it. The DOJ is currently investigating immigration officials and personnel for possibly assisting Guo's escape. Remulla said Guo will face multiple cases once she is deported back to the country. President Bongbong Marcos warned of consequences for officials who helped Guo escape.
Severe tropical storm Enteng has displaced over 400,000 families and killed at least 15 people as a result of torrential rainfall and landslides. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, said the severe storm has affected approximately 1.7 million people, or 442,804 families, with Rizal Province suffering the most casualties with 8 deaths. The agriculture sector has sustained losses of 350.85 million pesos. The storm exited our country's area of responsibility early Wednesday morning, but clear skies will stay elusive as the increased southwest monsoon, or habagat, brings rainfall to Luzon, particularly in the west, during the next 3 days. In the meantime, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, has pledged to provide recovery assistance to families affected by Enteng and habagat. Additional aid may be extended based on ongoing assessments, and potential recovery initiatives include financial aid, such as emergency cash transfers. The Bicol region was the hardest hit, with 21,681 families currently housed in evacuation centers. The DSWD is ensuring proper management of these centers, ensuring water, safety, and hygiene facilities are present, and creating safe spaces for women and children. President Bongbong Marcos has urged government agencies to remain vigilant during the ongoing bad weather.
COMELEC Chairperson George Garcia says he's ready to step down if the automated election system, or AES, of South Korean firm Miro Systems co-malfunctioned during its roadshow schedule at the lower house in November. House Committee on Appropriations Senior Vice President Representative Stella Kimbo asked Garcia during the 2025 budget hearing if the AES is reliable, jokingly asking him if he'll resign if it fails. Prior to this questioning, Surigao del Norte Representative Francisco Jose Matugas asked the COMELEC chairman to conduct a demonstration of Miro Systems machines to showcase the electoral system. Miro Systems bagged the 18 billion peso contract to supply the vote counting machines for the 2025 midterm polls. House leaders called for a comprehensive investigation into DepEd's computerization program under Vice President Sara Duterte's term as Education Secretary. The probe will center around allegations of irregularities in the bidding process for laptops and other electronic devices in 2022 and 2023, which allegedly resulted in significant government losses. The House Committee on Appropriations has issued a subpoena to the DepEd to demand documents related to the bidding process. The Vice President would likely be called to testify.
A stroke of genius and a fusion of flavors are Bolero's bread and butter. At the restaurant located in BGC, you get a state of Spanish cuisine fused with Filipino. They also brought locally what was hailed as the best cheesecake in Spain in 2019. A one-place concept that offers new experience each time you visit, Bolero offers fine dining with a casual atmosphere. One of the owners, Luis de Isasa Munoz, told BNC's Pathways to Success all about the restaurant.
When you go to Bolero, what you're going to find is a modern European menu. What we always say is like you can find food from all over the world, but always connected with the Spanish culture, like within some small touches, like what we can call fusion. You can find in the skipjack tuna with the ajo blanco. Ajo blanco is a Spanish cold soup from the south of Spain that is made is almond based. Or you can find, for example, the spices that we use to do the pork dumplings. Then we're trying to find this fusion from different cultures, always also connecting with the Filipino culture. And one of the things that we think is very important, for example, in the Filipino culture is the grill, is the barbecue. It's very, very present, and that's why, for example, we have our charcoal oven that is bringing these smoky flavors and aroma to most of the dishes that we use. Yeah. And it's the way that Fernando found, and he's playing us like to connect both cultures in a natural way.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro moves Christmas celebration to October 1. That's following political turmoil amid the disputed elections, which the opposition accused him of stealing. The premature holiday is seen as a tactic to divert attention from the economic collapse and political unrest. This is not the first time Maduro made a decree to move Christmas, as he did it before in 2021 during the pandemic.
Now, speaking of Christmas, here in the Philippines, Christmas is not only merry, it's also pretty early. When we return, we speak to a sociologist to know exactly why the Santa Express stops by the Philippines as early as September. Don't go away, it's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. And you're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, Filipinos sure love the holidays. It is a season to be rightfully jolly against the backdrop of hardship and struggles. Now, this morning, a sociologist joins the show to confirm and deny our hunches on why Filipinos celebrate Christmas early. Welcome to the show, Professor Maria Virginia Aguilar.
Good morning to everyone. It's a nice morning despite, the weather. Our university has declared no class, so we go synchronous later.
Yes, welcome to the show and Merry Christmas, Prof. Marvy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas too.
Diba, as early as September, kasi Filipinos already celebrate Christmas. You go to the malls, they have all those Christmas decoration. They're playing Christmas music. When you listen now to the radio, they're already playing Christmas songs on air, right?
Yes.
Right off the bat, Prof, why do Filipinos celebrate Christmas early?
I've asked a lot of students because I'm a university professor, and I've also asked, common Filipinos about this when I was asked to do this guesting, and it made me think that this celebration, this early celebration, is actually really all about the deepest Filipino value that we still hold up until at present. It's still about family, and I think equalizer itong Christmas and connecting it with a sense of family. Filipinos do not think that families are, limited to blood relatives. When we think about Christmas, we think about people that we'd like to honor, people that we'd like to help, and it's the anticipation that, pag December na, meron tayong may offer. It maybe be very simple. And a lot of critics would say, it's too commercial. Tingnan mo yung mga malls, it's enticing you to bili ng ganito, bigyan ng ganito. But I don't think that's really the goal to be commercial. I think it's a means to giving. That's why during Christmas, the anticipation from September until December, the anticipation makes people actually really reflect on what they would, offer to people that they'd like to honor. And when I say honor, di ba, parang mas mabait tayo, mas nagbibigay. And I feel that this is really the essence of what being Filipino is. I'm very proud to say that madami dapat natutunan ang mundo sa atin. Tingnan nyo tayo, as you have reported a while ago, ang daming mga nasalanta, ang daming mga kailangang i-rescue. But I think people still, these victims, they still would celebrate Christmas. There's no need to move it to, for example, October. Kasi tayo naisip natin na, pag may Christmas, ito yung gagawin natin. So, in a sense, it's our Filipino resiliency, it's hope. It has morphed into a religious celebration to something even more. So I think, it encapsulates what Filipino culture is all about. We are resilient, we are hopeful, and we trust the Lord that in anything that we do, that we experience, merong Christmas. it's not just a day, it's months, it's days of feeling that, despite everything, we're going to be okay.
Prof,
Para pong, I think that's what I would like to, say.
no, absolutely, Prof. And obviously, when we talk about Christmas here in the Philippines, normally may countdown tayo. Kapag September 1, biglang lumalabas na si Sir Jose Marichan. You take a look at how witty and how funny and the humor of the Filipinos is, because they even make fun of themselves in a nice way. Na ang haba ng Christmas season po natin. Just how embedded is that na we have the longest Christmas season in the world, to the point that, because in other cultures, right after Christmas, may mga Boxing Day sila. Kailangan wala ng decoration, or else you're not actually taking care of your homes. Tayo, at the end of the next year, we normally still have those decors up.
Yes.
We take a 1 day break for Halloween, and everything, all the Christmas decors are back up again. Is there anything unique about yung phenomenon na to para sa mga Filipino? Do we have a name for it? Do we have any legitimate explanation, an academic explanation kung bakit ganito tayo mag-celebrate ng Pasko?
It's siguro kwento ko lang ha. I have a sister who is a nurse in UK, and then during Christmas, talagang wala naman kasing holiday sa nursing na profession, even in other countries. So they would, prepare food for Christmas. So may spaghetti, may pansit, may barbecue, and then all the other nationalities na mga healthcare workers, they would all be surprised na, what are you doing with all this food? And then they say that, we miss home. And this is our way of celebrating. Ang saya-saya nilang lahat, pero lahat sila umiiyak. Kasi naiisip nila, kung sa Pilipinas, ang saya-saya ngayon, ang dami-daming ginagawa. People are singing, people are together, neighbors, virtually everyone in the family would be expressing their joy, and there's a lot of laughter. So I think kung papangalanan natin siya kung ano siya, I would just still say that this is the Filipino brand of celebrating Christmas. As to an academic explanation, I feel that this is something really that's very active, meaning parang even up until now, a lot of religious writings would say that this is the way of Filipinos kasi folk Catholic tayo. We're not strictly Catholic. We blend all the non-religious with the religious. But I still think that that's downplaying how great Christmas is in the Philippines. It's just really the Filipino way of celebrating Christmas that we're telling the world na mahirap ang bansa, maraming problema, we're always experiencing calamities, but we manage to feel joy. We still smile. And even the poorest of all, merong ihahanda yan. Kahit konting-konti yan. Because it is our, resiliency. It is our brand of religiosity. It's the feeling that despite everything, there's someone up there thinking about us and giving us this several days to feel that we are loved. And I feel that, again, I'm very proud to say na madami silang matutunan sa atin. It's not about being commercial or giving very expensive gifts. In fact, as you have said, funny gifts, for instance, but at the start of December, may mga iba na every day they would have the manito, and then magbigay ng kahit ano. We make fun of the situation that we're in, and we tie it to Christmas because I think in the end, it's about giving a part of ourselves, our time. We buy gifts.
Yes, alam mo po, I want to piggyback on that. I want to piggyback on that because one of our one of our partners here, si Monique, actually grew up in the States, and your first experience with Christmas, parang ibang-iba when you came here to the Philippines.
Yeah, it's so different. I actually really love Christmas here because it's essentially 4 months, right? It starts September. Actually more, because I think we stop February.
Yeah,
so
that's
Paolo
true.
mentioned earlier, we do have the longest Christmas, I think, in the world. Are we the only ones in the world who does this, Prof? Or I know Europe, they do have like a good Christmas market and they celebrate Christmas really well there, but not as much as here. In America, for sure, we don't, because we celebrate Christmas after Thanksgiving. Like, you're considered crazy, like me, when I'm there at home. I have my Christmas tree up in September, and all my friends are like, girl, we still have Thanksgiving, we still have Halloween. What are you doing? I said, it's Christmas in the Philippines. So are we the only ones in the world who does this, Prof?
I think so. And if I may add, we have about the rate of migration, what I mean to say is the rate of migration in the Philippines is about 3 per 1,000. Sa dami ng OFWs, yung balikbayan box, January pa lang pagkatapos ng Christmas, bumibili na ng mga balikbayan box kasi niisip, pag Christmas dadating na to. So I think it's not even, the September eh. If you were talking about the OFWs were 2 million, and I'm saying these are the OFWs that still go back to the Philippines eh. Iba pa yung mga OFWs who are, citizens already, but they, go back to the Philippines. So even that, simula pa lang ng January, bumibili na ng mga kung ano-ano, ilalagay sa balikbayan box in time for Christmas. So I think baka everyday nga siguro sa Pilipinas, parang we're thinking about, we're anticipating yung December na madami tayong maisi-share.
Yeah. Prof, actually, just to piggyback on that, and we're running out of time, so this is actually a perfect question to wrap things up. Ma'am, you take a look at the fact that yung identity ng mga Filipino, a lot of people say, we're one of the warmest people in the world. Kapag hospitality yung pinag-uusapan, the Filipinos are always up there. Is this Christmas season, the length of yung Christmas season natin, really one of the, I guess, yung proofs of just how much we enjoy being around people, being around family, and the celebratory mood? Does this actually explain a bit about yung identity ng mga Filipino and yung perception ng mga Filipino all over the world?
Yes, Sir Paolo, I think you got it so right na yung hospitality natin is really a sign that, we consider everyone as family. So yung hospitality natin extends even to our visitors who are not so familiar with how we celebrate Christmas. So when they come to the Philippines, babalik sila kasi nakikita nila na, pinakamasaya dito yung Christmas. People are warm, people are very accommodating, and we share. Even the poorest of the poor, magbibigay yan ng kahit konti sa lahat ng mga nangangailangan, sa lahat ng mga bisita nila. Yan po.
Thank you very much, Prof. Marvy, for joining us this morning. Such wonderful insights from Prof. Marvy today. And before we say goodbye to Prof. Marvy, we wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Sa inyo din.
Happy
Maraming salamat
Christmas.
po.
Merry Christmas.
Thank
yes.
you.
Now, as a kid, reading books or simply listening to storytellers have helped us unlock new adventures and spark our imagination. It's not just about stories, it's a key that helps young minds grow and learn. Let's dive into the pages because when we return, a storyteller from the Quezon City Public Library joins us. Don't go away, we'll be back in just a few.
And we are back. Here's a quick fact about me. Growing up, I really loved reading the Harry Potter series as well as the Nancy Drew series. What about you guys? What are your favorite books growing up?
Harry Potter is my ultimate
right?
fave.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can go wrong with Harry Potter.
Yes, but when I was a kid, I loved reading the Sweet Valley Twins and Sweet Valley High series. Who can relate? Sweet Valley Twins and Nancy
familiar
Drew.
with that. Nancy Drew and the Harvey Boys?
Yes, yes.
But I'm not familiar with Sweet Valley, and we got to talk later more about it.
How do you not know Sweet Valley Twins and Sweet Valley High? Our guest nga knows about it.
Well, speaking of our guest, storytelling not only gives parents the time to bond with their kids, it also helps in their language and cognitive development. Joining us today is Troy Lacsamana, a storyteller and a librarian of 28 years who currently works at the Quezon City Public Library. Troy, welcome to our program.
Good morning, Monique, and good morning, Anne.
Hello, Troy. Good morning.
morning.
How are
Welcome to the
you?
show.
How are you both?
Oh, we're good. How are you?
Yes, exactly. How are you today?
I'm good, too, despite the weather.
Yes, and thank you for making time for coming here. So I'm curious, can you tell me, what is the definition of storytelling first?
Okay, sharing stories with someone, with your kid, or with anyone. So sharing stories, basically that's storytelling, relating to the one who you are reading to.
Okay,
So,
and
yeah.
how long have you been doing storytelling?
So I've been doing storytelling since time immemorial, since when I'm connected with the public library.
And-
Before public library, I was connected with academic libraries. I used to work at UP, De La Salle. Then I got tired of academic library. I went to public libraries. Actually, my exposure to public libraries when my group in UP, we used to establish children's libraries. Okay. We set up a children's library in an old house in Paltok. Then we also built one near the Smoky Mountain in Manila. We also helped build one in Caloocan, in what's this? Gawad Kalinga centers, and also in Boracay.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Speaking of libraries, with technology happening now, what is your take? Have you seen a decline in people coming into libraries? Are people more on ebooks?
Despite the boom of technology, internet, okay, sometimes there's a dip in attendance in going to the libraries, but I can say that people nowadays need a space where to study, where to parang pwede lang kasi ang public libraries, it's open to everyone, to kids, to someone who are studying, whether in elementary or college. Tapos, yung mga mga retired na. Okay? So, nandiyan yung mga senior citizens. So,
Right.
So, it's important that for a public library na may services that caters to all of them. And luckily, in our public libraries, and nag-level up na rin yung mga ibang mga libraries,
Okay.
is nakaka-adapt na. So, we sa collection, sa services, nag-iiba na rin yung mga public libraries sa atin dito.
Now, Troy, Monique has mentioned a while ago that because of technology, people don't really read the actual books anymore. But you're a storyteller, and I guess you see yung difference. You have these kids. Kasi when you say storytelling, ang naiisip ng mga tao talaga, there are children sitting down, diba? Tas then there's a storyteller, diba? And that's you. So how do you adapt? How do
Okay.
you make it more interesting so that the kids will be enticed to read, right? And not just focus on technology like the video games and everything. How do you do your storytelling in such a way that you grab these children's attention?
Okay. So, una muna, persuasion ko sa pagkukwento is, yun nga, kailangan mong mahila yung mga bata na nalulong na sa gadget.
Sa games, yes.
So, when I do storytelling, okay, it's important to me na, kunwari, I see eye to eye. So, parang I connect to them. And I choose stories that is relatable. Kasi importante sa akin na kapag nagkwento ako, they will, pag meron akong tinanong, sasagot sila.
Right.
Okay, so importante na you connect with them, tapos you choose titles na meron silang alam, di ba? Tapos, pero minsan kasi mga bata pa sila, so wala pa sila masyadong alam. So you should also choose na something that is important, important and also fun, di ba? So yun.
Do you change your voice? Make it really animated, di ba?
May pagka-theatrical.
So theatrical, yes. Essentially, you're like an actor.
Yeah.
Pero dapat, ang importante dito yung story na ini-impart mo.
Right.
Hindi yung,
Yes.
kunwari, it's not a performance, pero ano dito yung story na gusto mong i-share sa kinukwentuhan mo.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier you read to kids a lot. What are the age brackets that you normally read to?
Actually, hanggang bata, hanggang matanda rin, di ba?
Okay.
Sa library, sa mga bata, okay? Tapos may activities kami. I've done storytelling. Hindi mo ma-imagine sa MRT.
MRT, seriously?
I've done it twice, yes.
Okay.
That's
And,
amazing.
I've started the storytelling sa kunwari sa station sa SM North.
Okay.
Hanggang sa Baclaran, di ba? Pero meron doon, kunwari, mga matatanda. Kaya sinasabi ko, hindi lang ko pambata.
Yeah.
Natutuwa ako, although ang hawak ko is story na pambata.
Okay.
Pero yung mga matatanda, uy, sabi niya, uy, bilisan mo kasi bababa na ako sa stasyon na to. So, parang yun.
That's so interesting, Troy.
Yeah.
And this morning you brought with you
Yeah.
some of your favorite books.
Yep.
To show our viewers. Can we show them to
Yep.
our viewers right
Ito
now?
yung-
So let's talk about
actually
hear you.
Are these-
Can you read stories for us?
Sample demo?
Please. Is that okay, Sir Troy?
Can you do a
It's okay.
demo? Yeah, yay!
Okay.
Which book
Which book?
should we demo today?
Ito yung pinaka
Is
gusto
that your
ko.
favorite?
Are these all children's books, what you brought?
I don't think this one
yung
is.
I think I like Mars May Zombie.
Yeah.
I think I
Nabasa mo
like
na yan?
that. You know, I've read the reviews on that book. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten a copy, but I want to get a copy of that
Yeah.
after the show. Mars May Zombie. Okay, so magde-demo sa atin for this morning our storyteller, Troy from the Quezon City Public Library. Kami yung children mo today,
Okay.
Yes.
Troy.
No,
So-
any age.
So mga bata, okay. Iba dito, walang pasok, di ba?
Yes.
So, ano bang ginagawa nyo sa bahay kapag walang pasok?
Natutulog po.
Okay, naglalaro, di ba? So ang kukwento ko sa inyo ngayong umaga ay tungkol sa isang bata na mahilig maglaro, di ba? Pero bago siya maglaro, okay, nagpapaalam muna siya sa kanyang mga magulang. So ang pangamagat ng aking kwento ay Nay-Tay. Yan. Ito ay kwento ni Christine Canon at guhit ni Vanessa Tamayo, nilathala ng Adarna House.
Okay.
So yun, tawag dito, hindi, importante rin na bago mo ikwento, okay, i-review mo, di ba, papractice mo rin, tapos
Right.
yan. So halimbawa dito, ayan o, yan. Nay, yung boses mo, babaguhin mo, sige, Nay, pwede mo ba tayong lumabas? Yan. Tapos, pero siyang gagawin kasi dito, lumabas siya, naglaro siya, sumakay siya sa swing, pero sa swing nahulog siya. Tapos ito may action ako dito.
Okay.
So nahulog ako, kunwari yung ano ko, yung pet ko, bumagsak sa sahig.
Okay.
Yan. Ito, kinuwento ko to sa MRT, so kasi
So you
yun.
actually fell on the floor. Oh, sige.
Tapos,
Okay.
tapos sabi ko dun sa nakasakay sa MRT, aray ko, pwede mo baglipan yung sugat ko. Yung gano'n. So, yun nga, maganda na yung light, tapos ini-involve mo yung kinukwentuhan mo.
Yeah.
Diba?
I think that's important to
Yeah.
involve them because
Yes,
if they're
yes.
not involved, they're not paying attention at all.
So,
Right? That's how you get their
Ang tawag
attention.
dito, minsan natatakot yung mga ibang tao na, ay, pagkukwentuhin. Pero, ano lang it takes, practice lang siya. Wag, light lang.
Yeah.
Di ba? Parang anyone, you can be a storyteller, kayo rin, di ba?
Yes.
Kahit na wala kang anak, di ba? Ano lang, basta wag masyadong seryoso.
Right, right.
Tsaka ang ano mo dapat, focus mo dapat, nakaka-connect ka doon sa kinukwentuhan mo.
Right.
Yan.
So your audience not just children, but also adults,
Yep.
right? And then a while ago, we were talking about how technology got the attention of most kids now, and you rarely see children holding actual books now,
Yep,
diba? And they don't even hang in the library
Yeah.
anymore. So, what can we do? What's your tip for the parents out there who are watching? What can they do to entice their children to read more books and actually read and understand the books that they're reading, right? And what books do you recommend for children and for adults as well?
So for your first question, yun nga, how would a parent promote reading to their child?
their kids, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so tawag dito, buy books.
Right.
Okay? Have a small library at your home, di ba, na palaging accessible yung mga libro, okay? Tapos
Alam mo, Troy,
Yeah.
ang hirap niyan because you see all these book sales happening everywhere in the metro, diba? And people flock to those book sales and buy a lot of books, and they have libraries, shelves at home. But sometimes hindi binabasa. You'll see cobwebs already.
I'm guilty. I was like, my bookshelf is like a decoration.
So hindi, tawag dito, make time, di ba?
Okay.
Di ba? Despite our busy schedule, okay? So, ako, after work, di ba? After teaching my child sa mga klase niya, have you read any books na lately, ganyan, di ba? Tapos, for example, di ba, books is not expensive, di ba? How much is one book? 100, di ba? Isang Jollibee lang
Doesn't
yan,
have-
di ba?
oo,
Okay,
yeah,
so yun.
yeah.
Tapos, you have a variety of books, di ba?
Okay.
Topics about mental health, topics about play,
Right.
topics about, tawag dito, ito, may dala akong mga libro na pang teenager, coming
Right.
of age,
Yes,
ganyan.
yes.
Tawag dito, medyo horror siya, pero parang ang presentation niya is hindi masyadong nakakatakot.
Oo nga,
Yes.
all these books that you brought, Troy, today look really, really interesting for all ages
Yes,
siya,
yes.
diba? So, actually, we have some people who are watching us right now and sharing with us on social media. They actually want to hear you do a storytelling. So,
Yeah, like
no,
books
seriously,
actually.
yes. We have some people messaging us, and they actually want to hear you, Troy,
Sige.
do a story. So, pick a
Yes.
book. then do a sample,
Hindi, ito kasi
please, for
kanina
our
kinuwento ko, may
audience.
action to pero ito na lang.
Ooh, which one
I
is
love
this?
this.
This one is about, this is for
Hia.
good for, yun nga,
For shy.
preschool, yeah. So, it's about emotion. So, series to ng Adarna House, Pikon, Hia. Okay, wait lang.
okay.
I'm excited.
For example, ito, pinakasimple na yan.
Sige, sige.
Please
Go.
finish
Yeah.
the book so we can get a
Okay.
nice demo.
Yes.
Okay, so mga bata, di ba? Kapag meron kayong tawag dito, gustong sabihin, pero nahihiya kayo, ano ginagawa ninyo? Siyempre, tahimik lang tayo, di ba? So, dito sa kwento ko, okay, papakita ko kung paano na-overcome ng bata yung hiya niya. Okay? Ang pamagat ng kwento ni Kuya Troy ay hiya. Kwento at guhit ito ni Miss Liza Flores, nilathala ng Adarna House. Okay. May isang bata, di ba? Nasaan kaya siya? Nasa paaralan. Paaralan?
School.
Playground ba? Yan.
Okay.
Kasi meron siyang dalang bag. Yan. At sa school nila, sila ay gagawa ng
Artwork.
artwork.
Yay!
Yeah, yan. Yun, ang saya sa school, di ba? Marami kang kaibigan. Pero tingnan niyo yung isang bata, nasa isang sulok lang. Nakababa ang kanyang ulo. Okay? Bakit kaya nakababa ang kanyang ulo? Siya ba'y masaya?
Hindi po.
Okay? Marahil siya ay
Shy.
nahihiya. Ayan. Sa mga bata sa inyo ba, meron bang mga nahihiya?
Ako po.
I'm actually, yes.
Yan, karamihan, di ba? Siguro bago pa lang sa school na yon, no? Ayun, sabi ng teacher niya, sinong gustong gumawa ng maskara? So, nagtaas lahat ang mga klase niya. Lahat gusto. Pero maliban sa kanya, bakit kaya siya nahihiya? Ha? Hindi kaya siya marunong? Meron siyang nakalimutan na gamit. Kulang siya mamaya, tingnan natin. Okay, so nag-drawing lang siya mag-isa. Yung kaklase niya, di ba? Kinakausap yung ibang kaklase, di ba? Yun, kailangan ng papel. Nag-offer yung kaklase ng kalahating papel. Yan. So, hindi rin naman nahiya yung nanghingi, di ba? Tsaka yung tumanggap. Yan. Habang ako, nagdo-drawing lang ako. Yun, di ba? Parang nahiya pa nga ako ipakita yung drawing ko. Ayan. Tapos yung isang kaklase ko, yun nga, bubbly. Sabi niya, tingnan mo yung ginawa ko. Nakagupit ako sa papel. Di ba? Yan. Sabi nung bata na mahihain, naku, yan. Naku, hindi niya na alam anong gagawin. Paano to?
Nako.
Ayun, yun yung kulang niya. Yung gunting.
The scissors. Okay. I think we need to fast forward na to the end. So what happened to the shy kid?
Okay.
Finally,
So, nung una,
had friends.
yun. Tawag dito, nilapitan siya ng teacher.
Okay.
Tapos,
So the
tinanong pa
teacher
nga niya,
helped.
kailangan mo ng tulong? Ang sinagot niya pa rin, hindi po. Dapat tayo, yun nga, kapag tinanong tayo na parang hindi tayo dapat na mag-ask ng help.
Yes.
Diba?
Okay.
Yan.
That's a nice story, Troy.
Yeah,
thank you so much for sharing and doing a demo. I know. I don't think...
Medyo kulang nga sa oras.
Wala na tayo sa time.
More books.
I know.
Pero mas maganda rin yung ganyan na para excited ka rin sa susunod na mangyayari.
Right.
Yan. Tapos magtatanong ka na huwag mo ibibigay lahat ng story, di ba?
Yeah.
Yan.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sir Troy,
Sir
can you just tell
Troy.
us if there's one book that people should read, what should it be before we say goodbye?
Hindi ako naman hindi pa bata. Kay Khalil Gibran, The Prophet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
you
for
so
coming
much.
today. We enjoyed the
Yeah.
demo.
Thank you.
And it's been a beautiful day. We are so glad that you guys joined us. Remember, you're amazing and you can do anything you set your mind to.
We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take on the world. Don't forget to spread the joy and make every day a beautiful one.
Keep making the world a more beautiful place, one laugh at a time. Catch you all again tomorrow, only here on It's a Beautiful Day.